My name is Emil Hermenihorses. I'm a museum curator at Smithsonian's National Museum of the American Indian, and I'm a member of the Oglala Lakota Nation from South Dakota. Today, we are going to look at objects and photographs from our collection in which Native peoples have incorporated the American flag. It may surprise people that Native people would include the American flag in artwork and community events, given the treatment of the U.S. government against Native people. During the early reservation period, when Native people were confined to the reservation, they were banned from conducting religious ceremonies and other traditional practices, such as giveaway ceremonies. Giveaway ceremonies were held to honor individual family members. During the ceremony, material items were given away. These items could be horses, teepees, beaded clothing, and other art objects. This practice was frowned on by the Indian agents. To get around this ban, Native peoples were allowed to participate in the 4th of July celebration. It was during these celebrations that Native peoples would conduct their traditional practices. This photograph shows a 4th of July celebration held in 1912 on the Rosebud Lakota Reservation in South Dakota. People would camp in a large circle during the 4th of July celebration, and then people would dress in their finest regalia, and on horseback, they would parade around the camp circle. The leader here is carrying the American flag. This photograph shows a canvas teepee, and the teepee flags are actually American flags. There are American flags also attached to the tips of the teepee poles. Notice the battle scenes and the airplanes painted on the teepee cover. The owner of this teepee served in World War I. The teepee is a Lakota teepee, and the photograph was taken in 1919 at Fort Berthold, North Dakota. This Lakota beaded pipe bag was collected from the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota in 1902. The pipe bag is beaded with flags and geometric designs. Besides participating in the 4th of July celebrations, Lakota people participated in the Buffalo Bill Wild West shows, where they were exposed to a lot of patriotic symbolism. This object is a loom beaded flag created by Jenny Ann Shapuz Taylor from the Ute Nation. This object is titled Nations. Jenny utilized over 130,000 beads to create this flag. The stars are illustrated by the abbreviations of the 50 states. The original 13 colonies have a single red bead in the state abbreviation. The beaded blue background utilizes opaque and transparent seed beads. The Pledge of Allegiance is beaded using transparent blue beads in the background. The 13 red and white stripes are created by using opaque beads. The names of 456 tribal nations are beaded in the stripes using red and white transparent beads. This painting is titled Veterans and was created by Cherokee artist Jess T. Hummingbird. The painting illustrates male and female U.S. service personnel and veterans and others, and they are posed in front of the American flag. This green wool dress was collected from the Hunkpapa Lakota from the Standing Rock Reservation in North Dakota. This dress was made with trade wool cloth called save-less cloth. In the dyeing process, the edges of a white wool cloth was clamped, and during the dyeing process, after the dyeing process, the clamps were removed, and you would see this white sawtooth edge as you see on the sleeves. Decorating this dress is also another trade item called cowrie shells, and they were a replacement for elk teeth. Elk teeth were a valuable item for decoration because there were only two teeth that were used. They are a natural ivory and they represent long life. The style of this dress is cut in a pioneer style clothing. The flag style ribbons that are attached to the cape of this dress probably indicates that this dress was made for a 4th of July celebration. This Lakota beaded dress has a fully beaded yoke or cape. This beaded dress was a special style created during the early reservation period. The beadwork technique is referred to as lane or lacy stitch, and it was created by a highly skilled artist. The dress is beaded with flag and cross designs. The designs indicate that the dress was probably created to be worn at a 4th of July celebration. Today, beaded flag designs indicate that a family member served in the military. This basket was created by Passamaquoddy artist Teresa Neptune Gardner. The basket was made with white ash splints and braided sweetgrass. Teresa dyed the white ash splints with red and blue dyes, which she used to create the flag design. On the lid of the basket, she looped the dyed splints to create a three-dimensional effect. This beaded purse was created by Juanita Growing Thunder Fogarty. She is an Assiniboine Dakota from Montana. The purse is decorated with flag, eagle, and floral designs. Juanita is a prize-winning artist. Her mom, Joyce, Juanita, and Juanita's daughter, Jessa Ray, are three generations of Assiniboine Dakota artists that are continuing to carry on their traditional beadwork techniques and designs. This drawing was created by Daryl Growing Thunder, a Assiniboine Dakota artist. The drawing was drawn on antique ledger paper. Traditional warrior artists depicted war deeds, horse raids, and other accomplishments such as courtship on hide, canvas, muslin cloth, and eventually in ledger books. The three individuals depicted in this ledger drawing are wearing their finest regalia and are carrying eagle staffs and the American flag. At the beginning of the powwow, the grand entry, veterans are selected to carry in the eagle staffs and the American flag. Native women have long served in the military. The central figure is a female veteran carrying the American flag. This beaded jacket is from the Pawnee Nation in Oklahoma. The jacket belonged to a man named Lone Wolf, and you can see his name beaded on the back of the jacket. The cut of the jacket is fashioned in a Western style cut. The jacket is decorated with the figure of a man on horseback, presumably Lone Wolf. Other beaded designs are stars, crosses, dragonflies, all beaded in the colors of red, white, and blue. Hairlocks are attached to the shoulder and the sleeves. Hairlocks were considered war trophies and were usually decorated with traditional war shirts. This baby quilt was collected on the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. During the early reservation period, missionary and government boarding schools taught young women how to sew. Lakota women adapted the Lone Star pattern. Today, Lakota quilt makers are very creative with their designs. This flag design created on this quilt are usually made for veterans. When a veteran passes away, the family usually donates a quilt like this to the American Legion Post. This photograph was taken at the Kiowa Black Leggings Warrior Society in Anadarko, Oklahoma. The Kiowa Black Leggings Warrior Society is one of 3 active warrior societies among the Kiowa. Today, the members of the Black Leggings Society are military veterans. At the beginning of the ceremony, a veteran would raise the American flag. This veteran is wearing a red cape. The cape is part of the society's traditional regalia. It's important to note that the Kiowa fought not only the U.S. cavalry, but they also fought the Mexican army. The red cape was captured from the Mexican army and is considered war trophy and part of the traditional regalia. This photograph shows the Kiowa Veterans Auxiliary Organization. The members of the auxiliary are usually female relatives of the Kiowa veterans. These auxiliaries participate in the opening ceremonies of the Kiowa Black Leggings. This photograph was taken at the annual Denver March Powwow held in Denver, Colorado. At the beginning of each dance session, veterans bring in the Eagle Staff and the American flag. Native women have long served in the military. Today, Native women have formed their own color guard. The members of the color guard are wearing dresses decorated with metal jingles. The jingle dress is considered a healing dress. Decorating the dress are military patches on the sleeves and on the back of the dress. This object I created, and it was collected by the museum. The scene is titled Honoring Our Lakota Vietnam Veterans. I created the scene to honor my uncle, Charles Pablo. He served 3 tours of duty in Vietnam. The model teepee is decorated with beaded flags, stars, and in the back, an abstract eagle. I also beaded helicopters on the teepee cover, since I heard that the Vietnam War was also referred to as a helicopter war. I created 4 male dolls in military uniform and beaded moccasins. Greeting the veterans are 4 female dolls dressed in traditional regalia. The female dolls are making a hand gesture. 2 dolls are waving white handkerchiefs, and 2 are waving feathered fans. This gesture indicates that these women have had a relative that has served in the military. This concludes our program on how Native peoples have incorporated the American flag in artworks and in community events. For additional information about Native veterans, please visit our website. Thank you.